Hey guys, Peach here, and this is the info video for all three series, as the Pokemon Cup series will be going to its 36th season, and the Pokemon Go National Series and the Pokemon Quest Truck series will have new names, as they will now be known as the Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu series and the Pokemon Let's Go Eevee Truck series. So they're both in season 5s, but they're undergoing new names for those two series, while the main series keeps its old Pokemon Cup series name for its 36th season. So now, without further ado, let's go through the drivers for season 36 of the Cup series. Not going to go through every one of them slowly. I'm just going to try to breeze through this so that the info video doesn't become as long as it was last season. So here are your drivers for season 36 of the Cup series. We have Cullen Francis in the 1, Matthew Emdev in the 2, Billy Bishop in the 3, Zachary Fitzwater in the 4, Chase Dunbar in the 6, Joshua Saculli in the 7, Ben Goldman in the 8, Robert Smith in the 9, Christian Vargas in the 00, Sharon Evans in the 10, James Richardson in the 11, Austin Stitzels in the 12, Eli Brown in the 13, Johnny Gardner in the 14, Christian Russell's in the 15, White Quail is in the 17, Nick Salmon 18, Sean Kennedy is in the 19. Sorry about that. The mouse is having a little trouble here. And Sean Kennedy's in the 19. Dylan Kroom is in the 20. Cody Smart in the 21. Max Ferrer is in the 22. Nikki Maxwell's in the 23. Alex Hawkins in the 24. JD Jones in the 31. Roger Ray in the 32. O'Neal Balvin in the 34. Anthony Then in the 37. Carter Friesen in the 38. Alexander Roth in the 41. Zachary DeLello in the 42. Riley Spurley-Tube in the 43. Cassandra Kirker in the 47. Grayson Acevedo in the 48. Anthony Lopez in the 51, Priya McShane in the 66, Lauren Martinez in the 72, Tommy Highsmith in the 88, Philip Goldberg in the 95, Giovanni Castillo in the 96, and Pete Hughes in the 99. We got some veterans, rookies, and former champions in this field, a really diverse field for season 36. Now let's get on to the Let's Go Pikachu series season 5 roster. And they consist of the 1 of Jeff Bright, the 2 of Max Anderson, the 3 of Nina Walter, the 4 of Susan Francis, the 5 of Trina Denveloop, the 7 of Ethan Sale, the 9 of John Andrews, the 00 of John Gilbert, the 11 of Tommy Tang, the 12 of Chris Emdev, 15 of Keon Vargas, 16 of Anthony DeLello, 19 of Arena McShane, 20 of Alicia Russell, 21 of DJ Kirker, 23 of Jake Ferguson, 24 of Joey Salinas, 39 of Edith Cardoza, 51 of Steve Larker, 60 of Kenny Johnson, 61 of Jack Kroom, and the 88 of Conway Ricard. Conway Ricard. I think I pronounced that name right. If I didn't, I apologize. But that's your roster for the Let's Go Pikachu series, and now the roster for the Let's Go Eevee Truck series. And they are the 2 of Roman Garcia, the 3 of Greg Torres, the 4 of Sam Dixon, the 8 of Callie Mariana, the 13 of Brian Waters, the 16 Ryan Acosta, the 18 Colin Manoli, the 21 of Tori Develoop, 24 of Josh Emdev, 25 Jay Jefferson, 41 JD Newman, 51 Jackie Jones, 52 Will Maverick, excuse me, that my battery's low, 54 of Edith Cardoza, 75 of Carl Smith, 87 of Todd Thomas, 88 of Dan Falconer, 92 of Jason Larker, 97 Annabeth Ferris, and the 98 of Jerry Mullins. Those are your truck drivers for that series. And now let's get to the races for all three series. And I thought I might add that Edith Cardoza is the only driver competing both in the Pikachu series and the Eevee series. Thought I'd mention that before we get to the races. Now let's get on to all the races in the schedule for all three series. Alrighty, guys, it's time to reveal the schedules for all three series. As always, we start at Daytona, and some of these lap distances are scheduled to change, so they're not really finalized. But the tracks are finalized, though, and even some race names are subject to change as well. So keep that in mind as well. Anyway, we start the season off in Daytona, as always, for all three series. And then we go to Atlanta, and it'll be the first of 10 races in which Cup drivers will compete in Trucks and Pikachu series. So the Eevee and Pikachu series will both have Cup drivers in 10 straight races, starting with Atlanta. And then we go over to Las Vegas, and then it's Bristol, Michigan, Dover, Kansas, Pocono, Kentucky, Charlotte, Chicagoland, and after Chicagoland, that's it for the Cup drivers competing in the lower tier series. The Truck Series will then head over to Chicago Motor Speedway. It'll make its return to Cicero, and then a doubleheader with the Pikachu and Cup Series, both in New Hampshire. Then the Trucks and Cup will both run at Rockingham, North Carolina, and then they'll both run at Martinsville. And then the Pikachu and Cup Series will both be running in Auto Club Speedway. And then all three series go to different road courses through the season. Portland will be in the Trucks. The Pikachu series will go to Mid-Ohio. And the Cup series will go to Sawmill Speedway. The Pikachu and Eevee series will both have their first of 5 crossover races on the schedule. And the first one will be in Nazareth. That goes after the road course races. The Cup series returns to Sonoma Raceway, and it will once again have the carousel in the first stage, and then the chute will be at the second stage. A little shorter than last time, as there'll be an 8-lap first stage and a 10-lap second stage. Darlington will run for the Pikachu and Cup series after that, and then the Eevee series running in Eldora for its annual dirt race. Then the Cup series running at North Wilkesboro makes its return. And then the second crossover race for the lower series, they'll run at Homestead, Miami, along with the Cup Series. And then the Cup Series has its annual All-Star race. This season will be held in Denver Motorsports Park. Can't wait for that. Then the Eevee Truck Series heads to Walt Disney World Speedway. The Pikachu Series runs at Road America, and the Cup Series will start World Tour 36, I believe, with Calder Park in Australia. And then a doubleheader in Mexico. Pikachu and Cup will both running in the Mexico circuit in Ovalo Juarez once again. Then the Let's Go Eevee series will run in Montreal, Canada for its first of 2 straight Canadian races. The other one will be, of course, at Canadian Tire Motorsports Park. And the Cup series will continue World Tour 36 from there. And then the Pikachu and Eevee series will both run their third crossover weekend at Denver Motorsports Park. And the Cup series will run at Bajkarneki in Latvia. Then the Pikachu and Eevee series will run their 4th crossover weekend of the season, and that'll be in Gateway Motorsports Park. And the Cup series will make its return to Brands Hatch, as it will now become the new United Kingdom race for the Cup series, as it will replace Rockingham, UK in the schedule. Can't wait for Brands Hatch. The Pikachu and Eevee series will both run their final crossover race weekend, at Iowa Speedway, and then we'll go to Motegi for the Cup series, as they'll be having their regular season finale in Japan. Then the Cup series starts the playoffs in Indianapolis, and the Pikachu series will actually be running a race there as well. And then they'll continue the first round of the Cup playoffs at Richmond. The Pikachu series will also be running Richmond as well. And then the Pikachu and Eevee series will both have their regular season finales at Gravis City, Zone 11. And the Cup series will end their first round at that track. And then rounds 2 and 1 of their respective series will all be at the 3 of the same tracks at Texas, ISM Raceway, and Watkins Glen International. And then the penultimate rounds for all 3 series will be at super speedways, and they'll start off at Talladega. Then the Pikachu and Eevee series will run at Pensacola, and the Cup Series runs in Orlando. Then the penultimate weekends will both be at Armory Digital for the EV Series and the Cup and the Pikachu Series, and the Cup Series will run at Coca-Cola. And then, of course, it all wraps up. The championship races will all be at St. Joltis for all 3 series. There should be a fun night, fun weekend when we get to the season finales. Anyway, as you know, restrictor plates will have stage breaks in Cup races only. The Cup Series will be the only series with stage points and stage formats or stage breaks for restrictor plate tracks or super speedways. And the Pikachu and Eevee series will run races as normal with just one big stage. They'll award points from there, and races will end under caution if they need to be for those lower 2 series. The Cup Series, if a race ends under caution, they'll go to overtime, which will once again be a 2-lap caution-free dash to the finish, and that way we can get a true winner in full speed instead of just ending it under caution and really robbing us of what could have been a really good finish. We don't do that in the Cup Series, not in the main series. So I know some of you might hate overtime, but we're going to still keep that for the Cup Series only. The other 2 series will not have overtime finishes if needed. So yeah, it just adds spark. It just makes the finishes more exciting for the Cup that way. Anyway, for the playoffs, there will be no limit to how many playoff drivers there could be in the Cup Series. However, there will be set limits for the Eevee and Pikachu series because their fields are much smaller than they were before. So we're only going to have 12 drivers in the playoffs for the Pikachu series, and I believe 10 also 12 drivers as well. No, wait, 8 drivers, I should say, for the Truck Series. So we're only going to have 8 for the we're only going to have 8 drivers in the playoffs for the Eevee Truck Series and 12 drivers in the playoffs for the Pikachu Series, just to keep things as fair as possible and not to have every driver be a playoff driver, since the series have both very small fields. Now their fields are dramatically cut down. So anyway, well, I will not have the spoiler rule in effect for all 3 series, so you can watch races. You can celebrate your win if you do win in the comments below, but I will have to warn you to watch the race first before looking down in the comments, or even commenting for that matter, just to avoid spoilers. So I'm not going to really do anything about that, about spoilers, because I don't want any more drama like in the previous seasons. So I hope you guys understand that. Anyway, hope to start this series off soon. Maybe December 1st, I believe. Maybe have a race every day in December just to end the new year. And maybe go into January with the series coming to an end, with all 3 seasons ending. And maybe take a break from there, and then maybe next season we'll start off when the 2019 car set comes out, or mod, whatever. So we get ready and refreshed in time for the new 2019 set to be out. So that's the plan right here. Anyway, good luck to every driver in the series. This is Pichu London, and we'll see you guys later.